Hey everybody, this is Justin with Constantly Calibrating, here with Kellen Kincaid with Aspyr Games?
Yeah, Aspyr Media.
Yes, and what we're going to do is talk about Layers of Fear.
Yeah, absolutely.
So kind of describe this to us, because we're kind of seeing this trend in gaming going around, first-person horror, but this one's really standing out. So explain to us what Layers of Fear is about.
Right, yeah, Layers of Fear is the player is exploring the mansion of the painter, but also on a deeper level, you're kind of exploring his insanity, too, and basically the story that goes behind that. So there's a lot of things going on with Layers of Fear. And really, as a horror game, what we're doing with that is trying to build psychological horror through the use of uncertainty and dynamic events. So one thing that's really different about Layers of Fear compared to a normal horror game is that things change around on you a lot, and there's a lot of different pathways that you can take, and just constantly changing things that are just meant to kind of trip you up and make you feel a little bit uncomfortable before things kind of ease back down.
That is really what I'm excited about, because like let's say I played a couple recently that, of course we know big one, we won't miss, but there's another one I played, like all the events were scripted. I'm like, I played through it once, you might have got me. I played through it again, it's like, oh, that fell at the same time, oh, that thing's coming around the door at the same time. So it's like, this was completely dynamic.
So,
may not get the same gameplay experience twice.
Right, so there definitely is a lot of scripting involved with that. It's just that the way a lot of the triggers are so subtle, it's just that you will, like, nobody will ever get all of the scripting on their first playthrough. So there is a lot of replayability that way. And that's kind of like how those work. Like, one of the things that is really interesting about Layers is you can actually avoid almost every jump scare in the game if you want to. It's just that it's not very obvious. A lot of times you think you're forced down a path to run into a jump scare, but actually a lot of times if you turn around and look around, there might be a way that opens up. So you can actually just be like, nope, not doing it, and then like just avoid the thing entirely. So
if I'm playing this, generally in my stream, I'll play these games. Like, I'll be going, I'll see a door open, I'm like, nope, turn around and go the other way. Then a painting will fall, I'm like, I gotta decide now which one's freakier to me.
Yep.
So what kind of like the goal of the game, like as you're progressing through, what are you trying to achieve? You say discovering the story, but are like pieces you're picking up, putting together?
That's actually, there's actually more to it than that. That's how, I guess I always lead with that, because that's how it is for me, and that's really the intent of the game. It's supposed to be like a personal reflection of your own journey, and but really the painter's trying to create his masterpiece. He's trying to reconcile with his family. He's, there's a lot of things going on, so that's and that's intentional. It's just so, it's relatable on different ways, whether it's more about the art to you, or more about the scares, or more about like the narrative, so there's a lot of elements in there.
So you mentioned that the player is trying to get his masterpiece together. So is there like this painting that's continually changing, or kind of showing the progress of your mind?
Yep, so the way this works in the game is every chapter the painter gets one relic that he does, and every time you get a relic, like, his painting changes. So once you have all of them together, you'll see what he actually unveils for his final painting. And depending how you play the game, that's going to be, there's a couple options there.
So basically, I'm going to be creating one of these freaky things behind me, is what you're telling me.
Actually, it's not any of these, although you will see these in the house. Actually, like, well, I'll just do that. But there's, you can paint, like, you can see some of the portraits on some of our things that we have stand up. Those are some of the things that can be created, Am
I going to have one of those weird things, like the painting, like the eyes just keep following me no matter where I'm standing in the room, just kind of looking at me where I go?
There is some of that. It seems like a lot of, because a lot of the paintings actually will change, and so there are some really subtle things in there that kind of do that. Especially early on, a lot of the changes are very, very subtle. So, like, it might just be a change in the direction of the eyes on a painting or something like that that'll kind of just vaguely hint at something not being right.
So it is going to be a creepy thing. I'm going to turn around, like, it's going to change, like...
Yep, and then basically that progresses more and more through the game. So the changes become more radical as you progress to the later chapters.
Cool, shoot. I'm excited and horrified to get into this. So, Layers of Fear, what console or platforms rather are you expecting this to come out on?
We are available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, Mac, and Linux.
And all the big boys. And Mac and Linux, appreciated, by the way.
Oh, awesome.
I'm not on it, but there's people who are on it. I can play a game on the Mac. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What's the release date you're looking for? I'm sorry, when are you expecting to hit out?
Oh, actually, so the base game came out in February.
Okay.
We're launching our DLC on August 2nd.
Gotcha.
And that'll also be all those platforms on August 2nd.
Okay, and with the DLC, is that going to be like, well, as DLC added on content, is that a thing you're just kind of updated in, or just a separate expansion pack?
So actually, it's a separate expansion pack. The DLC takes place many, many years after the base game, and you actually play not as the painter, but his daughter. And and it's called Inheritance, and you find out in the prologue that she has inherited the house, and also probably some insanities from her father. So it's
I like the idea. So
it's a new perspective on the story, but it's a completely new take on the game. But it does obviously have a lot of tie-ins to the original story and kind of fleshes that out a bit more.
It does the game mechanics the same as it does in the DLC?
On a very superficial level, yes, but really it's very uniquely designed around her. So you actually play through her memories in the game. That's the main thing. So yeah, like she has a lot of flashbacks, and then there's some of those are more like cinematic scenes, but a lot of them are the longer ones are really playable, and there's actually different ways you can play through those memories. So you can actually, as a player, control the memories of the daughter, and that's really what the game is about. So yeah, we're really pumped for it.
Oh, cool. Can't wait. I'm gonna have to hop into this right when I get home. I got a channel. People like to see me spook. They want me to play stuff like this, so I think we'll hop into it. So, Microsoft Store, PlayStation Network Store, and Steam.
Yes, and also Good Old Games.
Good Old Games as well.
Mac App Store as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Where else can we find you at? Do you have like a Twitter website, anything you want to throw out?
Yeah, so we have a game website, which is layersofear.com.
There you go.
Bloober Team has a website, which is blooberteam.com, Aspyr.com. We have a ton of websites. It's crazy. But yeah, Twitter, Aspyr Media.
All right.
Also Bloober Team. Our Twitch channel is Aspyr Media as well.
So definitely check them out if you're interested in Layers of Fear. And of course, for us constantly calibrating, follow us at ConCalPod.com on Twitter. You can catch our podcast every Monday at 10:15 p.m. on twitch.tv/constantly calibrating, along with our Saturday streams at 9 p.m. on the same place. Of course, check our website, constantlycalibrating.com, or ConCalPod if you want to spell out the whole thing. And we got a lot of awesome articles there too. So thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right, and that's it.